Let's see. Folks, it's great to have you. Telephone number is 800-282-2882. The email address, lrushmo@eibnet.com. Well, how did we open the program yesterday? I'll tell you exactly how I opened the program. So almost exactly verbatim what I said. I asked snurdly, who's out there saying that the future of the Republican Party hangs on Ohio? I was walking out of the studio on the way to other parts of the broadcast complex here about 5 minutes before the program began yesterday. I looked up at CNN and I saw that headline. And it says, conservative host, future of the GOP hangs on Ohio. So what in the name of Sam Hill is that, and who said it? So I immediately dispatched my research teams to try to find who it was. And we found it was Buck Sexton who had said it, who's a former guest host on this program. And that led me to trying to sound the clarion call yesterday. And lo and behold, I've got the audio soundbite roster here. And you know who's in more soundbites than anybody else today? John Kasich. I am here to tell you, I know I've gotten into arguments with people who think that I am way off on this. And I'll tell you what of course I'm saying. But folks, do not doubt me on this. I'm going to give you my explanation for it in a moment. The Republican establishment, whoever you think they are, I mean, I'll tell you who they are. I mean, the elected Republicans that are in the hierarchy, they are on K Street, they're lobbyists. They are, reminds me, I got a note from somebody at Mitt Romney's staff. And they say, hey, look, would you please say, Romney has nothing to do with that ad with the women quoting things Trump has said about women that's been running out there. You said it was a Romney super PAC. It's not a Romney super PAC. This person said it's a former staffer of Romney who started the super PAC. Well, I'm just telling you what they said. We don't want you to be wrong. Romney's got nothing to do with it. It's a former staffer of Romney's super PAC that's behind that ad. Anyway, the K Street lobbyists, the Republican consultants who are over. I still don't think people have a grasp on what actually has happened here. A political neophyte with no staff, no professionals, has run rings around career professionals in a business that is exclusionary. They don't let outsiders in. They don't want outsiders in. They don't let outsiders in and let them prosper. And Trump, he doesn't have a campaign consultant. He doesn't have a whole bunch of data analytics people. He's got a spokesman. He's got I don't know what Lewandowski is. I don't know what he does, but he does not have the traditional staff. And these people are not just going to sit there and let this happen, folks. I mean, the Republican establishment would consist of people like Boehner, who today endorsed Paul Ryan. The Republican establishment would consist of every campaign consultant that you see on Fox or any other network from the Republican Party. And they are not just going to sit by and lose this. It's they, in their world, in their minds, they come first. They are preeminent and dominant. They come before the party, saving themselves, protecting themselves, guaranteeing their futures. All of that comes before the party. Their positions in the establishment, their rankings, everything that defines them, everything that provides for them their self-worth, derives and descends from their membership in the establishment. And that, all of those accoutrements, the power and the money, the income, the influence, all of that only happens if there is a party that they run. They enjoy all of those aspects, whether the party wins or loses. They enjoy their incomes. They enjoy their influential lobbying positions on K Street. They have their consultancies. They have, their elected offices. Whether the party wins or loses, they maintain everything they have. They lose all of that if they lose control of the party. They lose all of that. The party winning, therefore, is not paramount. Them maintaining what they have, like anybody else who would want to protect what they've got. And so Kasich is the last best hope they've got. And if you knew how to listen last night, you could have concluded this yourself. No, Kasich should not get out. Kasich can stay in. Kasich's going to win in the Northeast. Kasich is the exact kind of nominee this party could have used in the beginning. It was incredible. It was incredible. I listened to this, and I knew exactly my instincts when I saw that little headline on CNN yesterday. Fate of GOP, future of GOP hangs on Ohio. I know exactly what that means, and I know exactly what these people are prepared to do to hang on to what they've got. I could draw any number of analogies for you to try to make the point, but I hope I don't even have to do that by the time I finish with this today, because to me, it's not even arguable. It is clear as a bell. They don't want any part of Trump winning this thing. They don't want any part of Ted Cruz winning this thing. If they do, if either Cruz or Trump ends up being the nominee, or if there's some kind of alliance between the two at some point, they're facing the prospect of losing it all. Their reputations, their influence, it's dire as far as they're concerned. This is imagine any other private club that you know, and having, and you know who the members of the private club are, and you know how they're very, their self-esteem is very high. They run around feeling very full of themselves, very proud of themselves. They're very special. They're select few members of the club. Imagine somebody coming in and taking over the club. Somebody that's not a member, somebody that's never been there before, somebody that wants to totally shake it up, somebody that thinks the club is the reason for all the things going wrong. Whew. This is dire, and Kasich is it. Kasich is the last link they think they've got. They've got to get to an open convention. They've got to get to a convention that's contested. They've got to see to it that neither Cruz nor Trump win this thing outright before the convention, and they've got to finagle a way to make sure, let's say, the magic number is 1237, and the speculation is, well, if Trump's at, say, 1150, they can't deny it to him. There are too many people that have voted. Folks, the number of people who have voted is irrelevant to the people I'm talking about. That doesn't matter a hill of beans. They don't listen to you in the midterm elections. Why should they listen to you during a primary season? And it's not going to change now. You voted for Trump, you voted for Cruz, it doesn't matter. You voted the wrong way. If they can ensure that nobody that is currently running has a shot at the nomination prior to the convention, I'm telling you, do not think it's automatic that Trump or Cruz is going to get the nomination simply because they got close or what have you. This is not what these people want. It's their convention. It's their party. They wrote the rules. Trump and Cruz are still outsiders. You ever stop to think who's going to write the party platform here, given what's happening now? I mean, nominee normally has a fundamental major primary role in writing the party platform. We don't know who that's going to be yet. Not that the platform is ever consulted after it's written, but it is a power play process to get it written and who gets to participate in that. It's all about that. So I will even spell this out in greater detail as the program unfolds, because I've got supporting sound bites coming up to illustrate my point. As I say, I've mentioned this started last night and some other people, and you wouldn't believe Rush, no, you're just being a little dramatic. That kind of thing's not going to happen. They can see the handwriting on the wall. This is Trump. It's done. It's over with. It's just this mere formality. No, it's not. They have not accepted it yet. They will not accept it. They don't want to accept it. They don't see any future for themselves in that arrangement. And you wait. I've got the sound bites coming up to prove it. A couple of news stories out here as well.